we are live. Welcome, everyone. We are here. The three musketeers, the Tres Amigos, Los Pojos Hermanos.
Oh, okay.
Have you ever seen that show?
No.
Breaking Bad? No. All right. Well, anyways, I'm your host. I didn't introduce myself last week. I don't have a catchy name for you, so I'm Nick Pierre, and we're joined out of the villa again by Miss Maheen Sabani. How are you this week?
I'm great. How are you guys?
Amazing.
Great.
Doing good. Weather's been really good. So that's been exciting.
Yeah, I'm actually warm for once. I'm literally always cold, and I'm like kind of comfortable.
Yeah, you were running 99.3.
Yeah,
Running
Corona
99.3.
Central. And of course, sitting to her, what's that?
Left.
Oh, wonderful. Hailing all the way from Puerto La Playa, Puerto Rico, via Brentwood, New York, Alexio, the Hammer, Rivera. Welcome, sir.
Thank you.
How are you?
Doing amazing.
Good?
Yeah.
How's your temperature?
97.3. I run it cool.
You're doing well.
I
You're
don't
doing,
feel it. It's just that he's always hot and he's always sweating, and that's why his body's colder.
So your
It's like
body-
equilibrium.
yeah, it's like a snake.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah,
a snake?
Exactly.
Like a snake of
Exactly.
sorts. Cold-blooded, but like feels warm. That's how snakes are. I'm pretty sure. I don't know. I know they hang out. I know they hang out on rocks. If you buy one, you have to get a rock. Sometimes that rock can burn the snake if he's stupid. Look into it. I'm not an expert. Just look into it. Burnt snakes on rocks you buy at the pet store. So we are here. It's the Dirty 30. We never mentioned it during the episode, but we're on episode 30.
Yeah.
Dirty 30. Look at this. We made it. 30 episodes. So it's like once you get to 20, or really 10 every 5 episodes you can say something about. So it's really it's really nothing different. But we're here, so I guess we'll get started.
Let's get started.
In my opinion,
That's our theme music, by
In
the way.
nuestra
yeah, I
opinion.
just sing it so I don't have to put any of that stuff in. It's way easier if you just say it out.
Happy Juneteenth.
Happy
Juneteenth.
Juneteenth.
Yeah,
Happy Juneteenth. We got a new holiday in New York.
My dad was
Actually don't have an
was
article
on one this morning and
Sure.
very quickly posted, "Happy Juneteenth, the day the Republicans freed the slaves from the Democrats." It's the truth, but
It's the truth, yeah.
But
He
anyways,
was a Republican.
Juneteenth. So I got a notification today from every single thing that Apple owns.
Everything.
So which is or Facebook.
And Google.
If Facebook,
Yeah.
Google, or Apple own it, they let me know about it, and I don't. At risk of coming off sounding racist, which really I could just say that like anyone who is a different color skin than me was like bad at something, that would make me racist these days. So I've never heard of this before. I don't know like how it became so big, and it's mostly little white girls that are writing about the importance of it, at least from what I see.
You have, I'm just going to say this first, you have a weird mixture of friends on your social media, so it doesn't
Yeah, I
surprise
like little
me.
white liberals, I got conservative psychopaths,
Yeah.
I got all kinds of people, I see it
But I
all.
will say, like,
It's
I
good, it
haven't
keeps
seen
me diverse.
I haven't seen a ton about Juneteenth until the last couple of years. Like, I did not learn about it in high school, but I'm also realizing I grew up in a really, really racist small town state, and I think I hate everyone.
Yeah, it makes sense that we didn't learn about it in high school. What I was just saying is like, where was it? It wasn't here last year?
Not like Snapchat, like, we
That's
saw
what I
it.
mean.
No, in New York, it's been a holiday in Texas for, I think it was like 2 decades or something already.
Oh, wow.
So like for a long time it's been, and apparently it's been celebrated in several cities across the United States for a long time, but like small pockets. You know,
But like,
not
yeah, I just don't know,
the
like,
attention's
it's
given
not,
out.
it's not a controversy, right? Like,
No.
oh, nobody will let this become a holiday?
No.
Oh, okay. So as long as it's not a controversy, like, they should just make it a holiday then. If it's a thing, let's
Well,
make
it
it a
is.
thing.
It
Yeah.
is. It's supposed to be like bank holiday. I don't know how else to say it.
In
We're-
New York.
We're supposed to be off
That's
work.
what I mean. So it's like, I mean, it's good that it's all coming to light now. I just thought it was super funny how everybody was on a Juneteenth message. Like last year, I didn't hear nothing about it. June 19th is coming on for a lot of years. I didn't even look. I'm sure you learn about it, but not as a holiday. And so it was just
Right.
like I was just like, holy shit! All this shit is popping up all over the
I
place.
do have to say, my little nephew is super woke because
Aw.
He was about it.
he was about it last month. He was talking about
I
it.
guess that's why it bothers me, because it just seems like another one of these woke things, you know
Yeah,
what I mean? It's
yeah.
just another one of these, like, oh, you ain't about Juneteenth, you ain't woke, like, you're a like, what the fuck? Relax. Like, people
Yeah.
need to relax. I want to put a tweet, I didn't do it, so I'll just say it out loud, but I was going to put out, most of the people, most of these little white girls on my feed that are putting defund the police, if that actually happens, all of your stuff will now be mine. That sounds
I'm just
good.
gonna go out and get it.
Yeah, if there's no cops, your shit is mine. I own it now. It's mine.
Did you,
and then someone will come and take it from me. And that's why we have them.
Did you listen to the podcast, Joe Rogan's podcast with Jocko Willink?
How long
Recently?
ago? Which one? No.
Last week.
No. I'm terrible at podcasts. Listen.
It was an interesting one because Jocko does training for the military, and he was completely against defund the police. He was like, give them more money.
That's awesome.
But he was saying it in the same way that we were saying it last time, where it comes to reallocating those funds to what matters. He's saying that most of the police stations across the nation have very little emphasis on training. They get minimal amount of training. He said that consistently, 20% of their time should be spent training, even after their academy.
Like the whole time.
They should just always
Which
be
a soldier
training.
does, right? Like they're
Yeah,
always
yeah.
That's what we do.
getting better.
What
Yeah,
we
it's
do
what,
in marketing.
it's
We're
what
literally
everybody-
We're
not-
always train every day.
Every single
We
time.
practice pitch
Probably
every day.
20% of our time.
everybody
We are
should.
not that important.
No, you never hear of like an athlete stop practicing. Like, it doesn't even make any sense.
Right.
Yeah, you should always be
Exactly,
practicing.
Yeah.
You know, and I think that's a great point. That's exactly what I think is the easiest way to fix it, is to reallocate funds to combat training. And then remove people. Like, if you put like John Jock Machado, or that guy that trains, like, what's his name? You pay him a shit ton of money. He'll run a private class for the LA County Police Academy,
yeah.
for sure. And he'll throw people out that he sees are dangerous. Like, this guy is a hothead, loose cannon, doesn't deserve to learn martial arts or be a police officer. He could throw him out because he's just been around violent people, non-violent people. Like, he understands contact. Whereas I feel like a lot of times I
And
see,
he's an outsider too. So
and he's an outsider. There's nothing to do with these people. There's no connection to him, so he can like make a judgment on it. I think a lot of people can do. A lot of boxing trainers can do it. Freddie Roach can come in and teach you how to fight a little bit, and he'll know like if something's wrong with you, like if you're a fucking sick maniac
For sure.
and you need to leave. So I think that's like the easiest way to fix a lot.
Yeah.
Like, not a lot, but fix it as quickly as possible.
I mean, we've talked about this a ton, and again, it goes back to the defund the police, like the wording being a little problematic. But I really just think that, again, more training, everyone's saying it.
Like, who came up with that? Is
Again, I'm
anybody
telling you, I
knowing?
think my theory is right. I think it's just so like dramatic that people will pay
Yeah.
attention. You know.
Yeah, they'll give it more attention, and then it'll end up somewhere in the middle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah,
all
I don't think
for
it's
it.
that well thought out. I think that people are just like, I hate the fucking
Nope, I
cops,
think
get rid
it's
of
thought
them.
out.
Get rid of him. He thinks
Yeah.
it's thought out. But yeah, it's not defund, but something has to happen to the police. Like,
For sure.
we're all about that. And you know, originally you get the Fox News stand like they wanted them in jail. Now they're in jail. It's like that's not what people are asking for. There
Yeah.
needs to be a lot more than just arresting these fucking four
Did you know
guys.
Camden,
this
New
one
Jersey
time.
did it
Did
in
what?
2012?
What did they do?
Oh, I love.
They didn't defund the police, but they called it dismantling. And so what they did was they fired a problematic leadership.
Mm-hmm.
Camden, New Jersey was like the worst city in the country.
Like, still is one of them.
Yeah. And now it's not even top.
Oh, was it? It's not as
even-
bad as it was. Like as
Yeah.
terrible as it was.
Now it isn't. Before it was really, really bad, and one of the big problems was
Used to
corruption.
bang in Camden, like
Oh,
back in
fuck.
early
Really
Camden.
So what they did was fire most of the problematic leadership. They left on cops that were doing a good job, and they moved around funds to give better training. And so they put emphasis on community relationships and training on de-escalation.
Of situation.
Yeah, so now instead of cops just driving up and down the streets looking for what they call like hunting, they like a predator versus prey mentality. They walked up and down the street now, and they're encouraged to talk to people and get to know the neighbors and know that old person and this lady and the kids
And I'm sure it helps.
and it helped a ton actually, right?
It's
And
not a difficult
long
concept.
term, they ended up hiring more cops, but the neighborhood has a good relationship with the police.
Of course. And if they do, everything
Yeah.
will go fine, you know. And especially if a bad one happens, then the neighborhood is more likely to be like, hey, it was one bad cop. Nobody's gonna be like it's one bad cop when you guys are all dickheads. No offense.
And you're protecting that bad cop.
Yeah, and you protect the other asshole, like literal asshole murderer. You're not all asshole murderers, but you're all dickheads. You know, every cop I ever met is a dickhead. Straight up and down, a fucking dickhead.
I feel like it's because of the situations that you were in, or you like.
Nah, just I see them like they'll be acting like a dickhead, and then the person will be like, that guy's a cop. I say, no, he's a dickhead. So I figured that, or like some daddy gave him some money. That's how cops act. Like either their daddy gave him money or they're a cop. That's the same person. Fucking rich, fucking stuck up, fucking what do you call it, trust fund kids, and then cops. They act the same if they have the same body type and look. You couldn't tell what their profession is. Police officer, trust fund child. Who knows? Because they're both dickheads. That's what I think every cop that I've probably ever met. Every single one. I'm trying to think.
I've had some great encounters. I've literally had cops pull me over for speeding and then just be like, "Sweetie, you can't go that fast."
Yeah.
I had a cop give me a ticket because he had to, because I had 2 speeding tickets already, and purposely not put the speed on there because he knew that it would take my license away. So he was like, when you go to court to fight this, he told me what to do. I
never had that.
Every single meme that says "oopsie" on it for driving bad is you.
Yeah.
Sure.
Well, that's a whole different demographic. Guys can come out and after this is all fixed and they stop killing black people, we're gonna come back as a group of males and say, stop mistreating us too. Or I don't even care about mistreating us. Just stop letting all these chicks off. You know, that's fucking ugly girls enjoy this too.
The fat girls are gonna join us.
We never get let off of tickets. Yeah, exactly.
I had a cop. My tints are too dark. I had a cop pull me over for my tints.
Well, that's dickhead.
Show me that it was too dark, and I was like, "But sir, my registration. Look." And he was like, "Okay."
And then
what about your registration?
I had just gotten my car, not registration, inspected,
inspection.
and I was like, "Sir, it passed inspection."
And what do you say?
Let you go, huh?
So that was in Hampton.
That's hilarious.
Yeah, they have nothing to do. They'll pull you over for anything.
Have you seen that meme that's like has 2 different shades of lip gloss, but it's the same, but they look exactly the same?
It is not the same. It is not the same.
She can tell the difference. And
100%.
the meme underneath it, the comment underneath it goes like, girls can tell the difference between two shades of lipstick that look exactly the same, but can't see a fucking curve.
For real.
I sent that to Chris. Not what we're talking about.
That's so funny, but it's so true. So stop being dickheads, cops. That's my message.
Let's move on.
All right, what do we got? What's our next?
Next topic is John Bolton's book, The Room Where It Happened.
All right, so you read at least something about it?
Yeah, I read something about it. First of all, the book is basically out. And by basically, I mean all the news outlets have it. You could pre-order it right now. Trump and his administration is trying to sue to stop it because they're saying it has national security secrets in it. But it's already been basically approved by the government.
Yeah. That's a hit or miss strategy for them.
It's not gonna.
I don't think they care. I mean, they care.
It's giving him more attention.
It's gonna be bad. There's gonna be something bad that they'd rather not have to fix. So they're just like, hey, let's see if we can sue them first. But I don't think they know that's not gonna work.
Here's what's fucked up about this book. Really, is that the media outlets that are covering this, like CNN, MSNBC, like left-leaning media outlets, are praising John Bolton when they hated him before.
What's the
because he's like letting out all these, like he's saying that he was working with China, he's working with Russia, he's working with this, he's working with that. But none of them are saying like, why didn't he testify then? Like if he believes everything that's in this book, he could have testified. He didn't because he wanted to make money.
Yeah, I was gonna say, in my opinion, not on the book, but the left media is famous for that. They A, will jump ship like that, and B, they're not honest about what the fuck they're actually, like what news they're actually getting. They just feed you like the portion that paints a narrative. Fox News has its own issues and Photoshop shit and stuff, but their goal is strictly to destroy the people they don't like, Fox News. And they don't really flop.
They use the same tactics, really.
Yeah, they use the same tactics, but the flip-flopping, that is the left. The liberal media is and I don't know how their fucking people like them still. How do you watch this shit?
I don't watch a lot of it, but
I
here's
don't
my
watch
thing.
a lot of it either.
Rachel Maddow fucking lies to you 14, 15 times a year and says nothing about it. Trump's gone this time. I'll tell you, they got it. He raped a little fucking boy. Right up his ass. His dick came out of his mouth. I got the video next. And then all of a sudden, no video, no nothing. And she goes, Trump's down this time. I'm telling you, it was actually a horse. So sorry. But that's fucking Rachel Maddow, dude. And Don, like all of them. Like nobody's a bigger bunch of flip-flopping liars than the liberal.
Yeah.
The right wing fucking me. Second embarrassment for me.
I'm turning red because of you.
I'm not embarrassed at all. That's not me. That's Rachel Maddow. I don't do that. The right media, they just are hate mongers. They fear mongers. I meant to say, not hate mongers. They both push fear, but
They both push fear.
Fox News does
Fear
it
sells.
hard body because they do it in the form of you're gonna lose your freedoms. These people are gonna take your livelihoods. They want all your guns. They want all your land. They want everything.
Yeah.
That's Fox News' problem. Lying is just CNN. Not even lying. It's only lying like if you kind of don't know it's a lie, right? Like you wouldn't call it lying if I was like, yo, I'm 6'5", bro, and I just walked away. You would be like, he didn't lie. He's just an idiot. I can tell he's not 6'5". That's what CNN does. They just say things that the people watching have to know. Like this can't be real. Like if this was real, it would be everywhere. It's not everywhere. So that's my problem with the media. But as far as the book goes, yeah, they did. They hated him last year. He was the worst guy ever.
And the book just kind of feeds on what they already investigated. The book just feeds on what they already investigated, right? The Russia thing and the China thing and 2016 election. John Bolton's biggest thing is the reason why he says in the book, the reason why he left or was fired was because he disagreed with Trump on attacking Iran or Iraq, right? Because they shot down one of our unarmed
Drones or whatever.
drones. And so John Bolton was like, let's attack them. And so the attack was supposed to kill like 150, Iraqi soldiers.
Wait,
So
Bolton doesn't like Trump for
Didn't want
Trump doing anti-Trump stuff?
Trump didn't want to attack.
Wait,
He
Trump
didn't want
wanted
start
to
a
kill
war.
them.
No, Trump didn't.
Oh, so why does the left like this guy?
He's a fucking.
So he's a warmonger.
He's a warmonger.
Warmongering Republican, this guy.
Yeah.
So he's just mad at Trump.
Yeah.
Oh, I hate the book. The book's even worse.
So
now.
this is
I didn't know
like-
that. I thought he just worked around Trump and was like, I got the tea. It's coming. I didn't know literally this guy's a warmonger, got mad because Trump wouldn't kill people for him, and then now he left and is bitter. Because bitterness
And
brings
everybody
even
around
more
him,
lies.
everybody around him says he's a warmonger. He wanted to change regimes
Nothing
in
wrong with
North
warmongers,
Korea.
too.
He wanted to
Yeah.
change regime in North Korea. He wanted to
She
change
said there's
regime in
nothing
Iraq.
wrong with warmongers.
No, war's necessary at times. We need a couple in the cabinets. You can't just have like all pussies in fucking Congress.
Oh
That would be
my goodness.
terrible. We
Anyway.
get fucking murked.
Anyway, what I was gonna say is that how big is this book? Like you said, it's already like out, right? Even if it's
Yeah.
like a 200 or 300 page book, like we know the facts because we've gone through like the court
No.
cases and whatnot. So what the majority of this book is just his opinion.
Just his opinion, yeah.
Do you know what?
The thing is, you can't really trust Trump because he is, he's just gonna he's lied before, but he's just gonna say what's good for him.
Right.
And you can't really trust him because he's obviously just saying all this stuff to make money.
Right.
So this book is
Some
a,
fact, all opinions.
Yeah, all
all
of
this
it,
shit is
basically.
just like they
don't do
tried.
nothing
They
with
tried.
this
We
information.
talked about impeachment. It's episode like 6. You can go back to that one if you want. Like enough. Let's just run an election. Hopefully Biden dies and you get a better candidate in there or something. But
See, now, if
and
that
let's
works.
just live through 4 more
Biden
years.
dies, guys. We gotta pray for this together. And I'm sorry, but if Bernie Sanders
That's
can
fucked
somehow get back, come on.
They're not getting Bernie in there. We already went through this. They're doing this. They'll do the super
Who would they do?
delegates. They're
Super
gonna bring in
delegate.
probably Bloom. Big
Amy
Blooms.
Klobuchar is close.
Klobuchar.
Klobuchar came out of the discussion for VP. She said that
She
wants
did well,
a
but she
woman
did
of color.
politically well, not Bloomberg. Well, Bloomberg bought
Paid for
every fucking number he
For
had.
sure. That's the only
She
reason why.
actually came out as like Democrats. Certain Democrats liked her. They didn't like Bernie.
But
They didn't
then
like Biden. They liked her.
dropped, like as quickly as she
Well,
dropped.
that's because these old-timey Democrats that actually vote on these delegate votes and stuff, they know how this all works. We'll see when the polls open and it's the real deal Holyfield and the younger people come out. The delegate stuff's a little tough because it's only true blue Democrats who know, like, oh, there goes Klobuchar. I kind of liked her, but let's just give our votes to, let's say, Bloomberg because he's a better choice to Biden and I want him to win this state. That's how people start thinking. So that's why Klobuchar come. They were hoping she would probably be where Bloomberg was at the end of that, and then right behind Bernie,
Yeah.
and they would keep up with her, but she fell off right after Yang, right?
Right after Yang.
So all those old school Democrats, they know what they're voting for. They're like, this guy's done, she's
We've
done.
seen this before.
Yeah, they've seen it before. That's the only reason why I think she just dumped like that, because I really do think people liked her. She seemed fairly moderate. That's the problem, though. They don't like that. They don't like that too much. Moderation doesn't do well to the masses. The masses like extremism.
It's weird.
They love it. They love that shit. You wanna know what it is? I think it's because everybody can be happier. So you're in your head. I think you just always are thinking like, oh, the opposite of this would be better for me.
Yeah. This makes me feel types of ways.
Makes a lot of people feel types of ways.
Cuomo gave immunity to nursing home executives after big campaign donations. Immunity?
So they put in immunity protections for executives of these nursing homes in the language of a budget law that passed. So they kind of snuck it in there.
I don't understand what they need immunity from.
Because they were going to get sued over all the old people that died.
But I thought that was Cuomo's fault.
Yeah, it was Cuomo's fault.
Oh, so he instead
he's
of
protecting the
people
executives who gave him money, and he's protecting himself.
Oh my goodness. That's grimy.
Well, it's
It
politics.
is grimy.
It's
That's kind of corrupt politics.
There's two things here. One, it shows you that there's money in politics. This is a blatant example of there's money in politics.
Yeah.
Right here on Long Island, there's a big push for politicians not to take money from police unions. And I saw it on News 12, they were talking about the police union, one of the leaders of the police union was like, you guys are attacking us, you should show support and stuff like that. And then politicians came out saying that we show support for our police, people who protect us. There's no amount of money that would what do you say? There's no amount of money that would sway my decision in public policy. And it's just such bullshit. It's such bullshit, bro. If I'm giving you money,
Everyone has a
thousands
price.
and thousands of money, you're gonna give me some fucking leeway here and there.
Everyone has a price. There are
It is a
those
good example.
rare people that just don't have a price. Like they just are weird. They're just doing it, but that's their price. They're just doing it. You know, like to feel good about themselves. Like I don't take money. I don't like those people are just as weird. They're just as bad. They'll do other stuff that's bad. Like there's corruption everywhere, and I'm all down for it. My biggest problem here is just hypocrisy, as per usual. So it's all good for you to make sure that people don't get the punishment they deserve, but then you're going to get on the news 10 minutes later and say that these people are rioting for a reason because these people need to get the punishment they deserve. This doesn't even make any sense. And it also doesn't make any sense because no one who supports democratic politics will ever think that way.
Nobody would.
They'll never be like, wait, well, how can this
story
guy actually protect people who are guilty if he's trying to run a whole fucking movement in his state, his city, about how not to protect people that are guilty? And,
I brought the story up
it's
to
kinda
a
like
few
ass
people,
backwards.
and nobody even knew about it.
No, of course, they're so good.
Yeah.
How good is the liberal media keeping shit on?
Well, that's the thing, is that even with this information, like, yes, I feel types of ways, but if it comes down to it, Cuomo versus Trump, if it was to happen somehow, 100% I would do Cuomo.
Honestly, I'll get crucified maybe by some people, but Cuomo's a young man. I'd have to probably
Is he a
rethink.
young man?
Younger than Trump. I'd have to probably rethink what the fuck I was doing if he was running against him. If he had Michelle Obama as his VP, I might seriously think about it. I was thinking about how much I kind of liked Obama the other day with his basketball and his shit. You know, I mean, I will tell you what, they all don't do nothing really.
They all do nothing.
The only thing is that, lucky for Obama, he was a liberal, and the conservative media is not very good at keeping websites about how many times he plays basketball or bets on the NCAA tournament. But he spent equally as much time playing with the NBA players. Or do you ever see he had like a 4-week bracket challenge where pros would come to the White House for like an hour every morning, and he would pick one team. You ever seen this? Or he'd do like one corner, one like the Midwest style side of the bracket, right? And then they would leave another college basketball kid come get to visit the president. And they would pick brackets together. This is like a 3-week ordeal before March Madness. So they all do nothing. But I like that stuff. I liked his nothing. All his nothing was cool.
He's intermingling with the community. It's like the police officers and captains. It's not like he's going off to go play by himself.
Well, he doesn't play by himself, I'm assuming. Nobody plays golf by himself. But I'm assuming he probably does at sometimes play with important people, but probably mostly just a caddy and whoever he feels like yelling at. But golf is a game that I think every president should play because a lot of stuff probably gets done. I would assume over the course of the American history, a lot of stuff has probably got done on golf course. I know JFK was a big golfer. Where else are you going to talk? Like, it's a good place to talk about shit. Nobody's wiring it. You can't wire the golf course.
And that's if you have the right people to talk to. But we can talk about this forever.
I had an idea that if you ever wanted to sell if you're selling like large quantities of drugs and exchanging money, golf course would be perfect. What you would do is pull up. I would have, because they're always attached to some kind of housing community, so I would pick like certain ones and then have people drive to those housing communities, whatever hole that's on. They have the same exact bag that the two of us have, the same exact clubs. When we come to golf, mine has the money, his has the whatever we're getting, and then when we get to the 6th hole, these two idiots come running, they take the bags with the shit in them, they swap them out, and we finish the rest of the
really
day.
thought about
Yeah,
How cool!
Yeah.
You would, and that's what I was thinking about
Shred
it for
book,
like a movie, yeah. But like how could you ever get snagged? Because like maybe they catch on. Oh, I think he's doing it at the golf course. So they have to either pull you over, like when you leave, because they think it's getting done at the golf course. So.
Yeah.
They can't pull over some guy that's 6 miles away because the golf course is like 8,000 yards. So like some of those apartment complexes, to drive to them, be like a 1.5 mile, 2 mile drive. You can go around the back roads, around the course. Probably be a good idea. Anyway, side note: if you want to use it, you can use it. I can copyright it.
What was I about to say? I do want to mention, just like Maheen said, if she had a choice, I don't think that Cuomo, purposely wanted to kill these fucking old people, right? He definitely didn't. But instead of brushing it under the table and not talking about it, he should say, like, we learned that you shouldn't fucking put sick old people all in one place and let them die.
Yeah.
Instead of just wearing a mask and talking about something else. But we can move on.
Oh, you know what I was thinking? Another good idea for the cops is if they do shoot somebody, they should make like 25 levels of shooting somebody. So like even if you shoot them and it wasn't that bad, you may still get debated to be level 5, and that's like an internal affairs demerit, and like now you're a level 5 shooter and shit, like, or whatever. You know what I mean?
I don't know what you mean.
So alright, so
You know what it is?
Like, I think
so situation goes down, blah 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 blah. You pull a gun straight up at me, shoot me in my shoulder, I shoot you in your head. I'm a level 1 shooter. I'm a hero, a fucking hero.
Okay.
You shot me, and I shot you.
Gotcha.
You deserve to fucking die. I'm a hero.
Okay.
Now,
And they add up.
they'll say there's 20 levels. Level 10 would be something like, you pull out the gun, you're holding it there, scared, and not pointing it at, or maybe pointing it at her, and then you go to put it down and turn towards me, I shoot you.
Okay.
So, yeah, I mean, any logical person, like, that sounds like a dangerous situation. So you're telling me you had it on one person, and you put it to the side, and then turned it towards you, and then they take everybody's, whatever, they take the story, and someone in internal affairs judges the case, and you may get a level 10. A level 10 would be fucking nuts, and now you're a level 10 shooter. You just shoot people. Like, you're not a murderer yet, but you are well known, and if you get a couple of those levels, we gotta get the fuck rid of you, because you're just shooting people. And you could do it on any form, maybe just a violence scale. Like a aggravated violence scale. Why are you looking to laugh?
I don't know. I don't know how this would work. I don't know.
Well, he doesn't know anything. Whatever.
I don't
Any
know.
policy. And
I
thank
get it.
God
I
you don't.
understand that.
Thank God you don't propose policy or vote for it, because this would be Alexa. No, I don't think it'll work. Alexa, we just take the money from the taxis and we buy it. I don't know. I don't see how it's
don't know.
gonna work.
What you're
Let's
saying,
just
though,
save the money.
Let's just.
is
I
the
don't
Wendy's
see it.
guy, the cop that shot the Wendy's guy would be a level 20, 25 shooter because the
How
guy
there
didn't
should
have
be
a
that
gun and
many
he shot.
levels?
No, like
There's so much gray area.
No,
for 25
obviously.
levels.
See, he gets so like detail oriented and just to shit on people's
I mean,
ideas.
it's
That's what he likes to do. He likes to just shit on the idea. But obviously it wouldn't be 20. Maybe you could do 1 to 10. But it would be just based on aggravated violence. Yeah, that's what they should do. You should be known for fucking being,
I
even
changed
if
my
it's not
stance on that
bad.
Rashard Brooks situation.
With the taser?
I was like on the fence on whether the cop, whether the guy got shot in the back, twice.
How many officers were on
He was
scene?
so far away.
How many officers are on
2?
scene? See,
Because
this is
the
why I
original
think
officer was
I think this is why what I'm saying, there's some point to it. I get what Alexia is saying. It has to be ironed out, obviously. But again, I say this on every episode. I don't make policy. I'm a fucking idiot.
Yeah.
I am an idiot. But people you voted for, you all voted for, you go to their ballots, you go like this, I love them, I love this person. They're supposed to be intelligent. So I think they can iron out simple details. I'm giving them the blueprint. And so they can figure this all out. But that's a good point. So when the internal affairs, which is already a division, it's just getting a new position. It's already there. They're already there they do judge all these cases. But if they don't have levels to the violence, like, all right, so what was the aggravated violence? I shot him in the back. All right, he grabbed your taser? Yeah, he grabbed the guy's taser. Now, are you the only man on scene? Now, if you're the only man on scene, maybe he falls down to a level 3, because if you think about that, now, if he gets incapacitated by this taser, he has to let a dangerous man go now. So maybe you should shoot him, because this is a dangerous guy, and that's why they shoot people. As soon as you put a gun on a cop, they're taught to just shoot you, because if they die, now we just got one armed maniac here and no cops. But if there's two of you, that would bump the level. Do you know what I mean? So you're going to be tried a little bit harder because, yeah, there's two of you. What, he's going to get tased? You've never been tased before? They do it in the academy, you big old pussy. And then your partner can get a chance now that he's tasing you to tase him back, and now you guys can ring them all up, and I'm sure other cops are coming. But if it's just you, maybe you do have to shoot him. So I think like that always. And what were you gonna say? What did you end up coming up with? Do you think it's wrong or right now?
No, wrong.
You thought it was right a little bit at first?
Yeah, because you take the taser, he's obviously dangerous enough to take a police officer's taser.
I know, but it's almost, tell me if this is what you're thinking. It's almost like our gauge on what a police allowed to do is off. Like I thought the same thing as you. I was like, he took the taser. I'm shoot him, right? It's our judgment on it is so. But it was my point exactly. If you went to a situation and your mom's new boyfriend has a taser, you don't shoot him in the head, right?
Yeah.
You hit him with a bat or level of the taser, equal the taser
That's
level.
the thing is that there's so many, like I didn't know that both thingies and the taser have to hit you for it to work.
There's a lot of stuff that has to go
How
on.
far can that thing go? And then the thing
You
is,
could whip it out. You could just, if you're a tough enough person, you just pull it out.
you don't have adrenaline. I could pull it out.
You
if
don't
I
have
could hit.
you don't have to go like this. Like some people do, and that's when it hits you good, and they plug it, and they're like, and they're jamming it with it. But like your partner's there, he'll get it out of you. You'll be good again in a couple minutes, and he can take care of the perp. You're not gonna die laying there from electrocution poisoning.
Right.
It doesn't happen.
Yeah,
So.
well, I
But
changed it completely because not only was he too far for the taser to be effective to the cop, but he was also running away. The two bullets hit the guy in the back.
Yeah.
So the cop should have known, like, I have his car, I have his license, I know where he lives.
Why couldn't he shoot him in the leg? How
Shoot
bad
him
of
in
a
the
That's
leg.
shot
hard.
is he?
Apparently that's really hard to
Apparently
do.
it's really hard to do.
Runs up, I guess.
Yeah, it's just with a handgun isn't that accurate.
No, it's not that accurate.
So,
but I think that all
in a life or death situation, you're gonna
I don't know. I have to disagree because I have done my mob history, and they shoot these motherfuckers in the
That's the
head.
mob. They probably practice.
Yeah, they're 10 feet away. Yeah, what the fuck are our cops doing?
Oh.
Jesus Christmas, you just proved my point. I didn't even have to do it myself. But yeah, like they practice so that when the guy's 10 feet in front of you, he
didn't have to shoot him at all.
miss.
I know where he's going. He told me he's going home.
Yeah.
It wasn't violent. He wasn't. It's a 40-minute video of it being.
Was it kind of an argument the whole time?
Civil.
He fell asleep in his car in a Wendy's line on the drive-through, and the cop was like, park your car. Then they went through it, and it was all civil, it was all nice. The guy was like, listen, man, I'll walk home. It's I'll take an Uber. Like, just I don't want to go to jail today. Like, and he was like, they went back and forth to do a sobriety test.
I should have watched this one.
He failed the sobriety test. He was like, all right, man, you're gonna go to jail now. And I think he's on probation, so that's when he like, didn't want to go to jail, right? He wanted to go home, and so that's when he started fighting, and then that's when it escalated. But the cop did have plenty of opportunity to just
Detain him
let him
properly.
go, detain him the right way, or just let him run because you know where he's going.
Well, you have
like,
to. You let him run. I'll tell you a story. When I was younger, I won't say anybody's name, but we got in a fight with these older guys, and then they went around the side. I think I told the story actually before. And they were searching me. I had cargo shorts. I had weed in my cargo shorts pocket. And the guys, it's two of us. We're up against the wall, hands up against the wall. The guy's searching me like this. He gets down to my top pockets, and my friend takes off down the alleyway. And he pulled the gun out and he pointed it at him, but because he's a little white kid, he didn't shoot that thing. And so he put it back in his thing. Had he been black, he'd probably be dead. And then of course, what do you think happens to poor old me when Mr. Power Trip feels like he got shook up a bit? I get fucking body slammed straight on my head. Never even found the weed. Found nothing. Didn't even make it to it yet, this idiot. I never tell you this story.
funny.
Oh, this guy's a cowboy.
I think I have heard
This cop's a cowboy. This is what we got. This is what we're dealing with, and this is the problem. So this guy
This
is...
is why you hate cops.
Yeah, this guy's such a vagina that he's mad this kid ran down the road. He could have kept searching me like a normal person and spoke to me and asked me if I knew who that was. He didn't have to slam me on my fucking head and put me immediately in the car.
Yeah.
I'm like, so now where
Do
we
you think
go?
he would have not done that if he had a body camera?
I don't fucking know. Who knows?
Because then you could be like, yeah, just check his body camera. Dude fucking slammed you on the ground. I wasn't doing anything.
Yeah, this is 2008, maybe 2006,
Yeah.
7, 8, something like that. A long time ago. So I don't think they even had that shit. Maybe now I would
Yeah,
think
but
that.
now, yeah.
I did use my white privilege to get out of it. Actually, I'll finish the story then. It's big time. It's I guess a good story for this situation anyway. So he slams you on the ground. And he slams you on the ground, and not all white privilege, some was a little just street savvy. So he slams me on the ground, he sticks me in the front seat of the car because he wants to talk to me, handcuffed. And this lady, who was a friend of ours' mom, knew that we knew us both, and was like, oh, those boys again. And so he figured out that we were friends. So now he wants to know what this kid's name is, where he lives. I'm like, I don't know his name. And he's like, you know his fucking name. This lady told me you guys have been friends. I'm like, his name's Kyle, and I know nothing else. Like, and I made up a name, and I was like, I know nothing else about it. And meanwhile, I knew him. He was my best friend. But I just made up a name. And and then the guy puts me in the car, and he stops like an idiot. He never found the weed, this dumbass. And he stops because the people won't get out of his way fast enough. It's a block party. It's called Live After 5. You ever heard of it?
Yeah.
So it's in Patrick. So it's a block party, and he gets to the people, and they won't move out of the way. So he gets out of the car to yell at them. I go like this. Maybe you can see it on the camera, and I work my shorts up like this with the cuffs on, take the weed out, and stick it in between his seat like this, and fuck
So
it
funny.
while he's out of the car, just because he had to be Mr. Tough Guy. Otherwise, he would have had me tagged and back. It was like an eight. And meanwhile, now he has nothing.
Yeah.
And so now I know he has nothing. So he gets in the car, pulls down the alley, flying. What's his name? I told him the bullshit name I gave him. And I'm like, but I don't know anything else. I don't know where he lives. I don't know anything about it. I'm like, I don't even know. We just got in a fight, and you just picked us. Why'd you pick us? And I started going at him, and he's like, you're gonna tell me who it is? He takes his flashlight and holds like this, like he's trying to hit me. And I look at him, and I'm like, my friend just got accepted to Toledo. That's how I remember I always said this word. Like, I picked that as the city. I'm like, if you hit me with that fucking flashlight, you'll be lucky to be a security guard in Toledo when I'm done with you, buddy. And so I used my white privilege. He bought that story. There was nothing I could have done, and he never would have gotten in trouble if he did. But he bought that story. I was like, the people I know, I'm like, you're never going to work again. Who do you know? I'm like, don't worry about it, but you're never going to work in Suffolk County again.
But
That's
you'll
for
fucking
sure.
believe it because you're a white kid.
Yeah, so I
With
did
a
use
mouth.
it, right. So I didn't use it to get out of getting arrested, but I used it to get out of getting hit with that flashlight. And so he brings me in, books me. I leave that night for $100 disorderly conduct. I got. That's what he gave me. Because he had nothing. He had no proof we were in a fight. He had no proof of nothing. He just knew there was a fight, and he picked us and got nothing out of it. So those are the kind of interactions I deal with. They're fucking true story. Crazy, right? Cops are fucking nuts, dude. So it's
a lot of power, man.
So it's a lot of power. And then they get mad when you don't appreciate it like it's absolute power. Like, it's not absolute power, brother. That's not how it works. You have a job. You're working. Actually, I'm off. So I can act any way I want. You are working.
Yeah.
Work like a professional. Don't be a fucking asshole. And so that's what I think about it for sure. I'm sure there are nice cops. I just haven't.
100% there are.
I don't know many, so
I-
I'm not. You shouldn't take my
My
perspective
story.
on a
obviously
painted
earlier.
picture. Yeah. So what are we on?
Supreme Court halts White House effort to end the DACA program. They stopped two things. The Supreme Court, which was
DACA.
Do you remember a few episodes, a
It's
lot
the
of
Dreamers
episodes
Act.
ago, we talked about this and how
Yeah, re-explain
immigrants
it.
were upset
Mhm.
because it kind of flubbed up how a lot of immigrants were becoming legal citizens or how they could help bring their families over
they had a
and that.
path to
Yeah.
citizenship.
Oh, we talked about the hotels that people were using to have babies here, and like all the different stuff. I remember that,
all of that, because you were all for it.
I was
and
like, dude,
now
yeah.
we've realized that it's wrong and illegal and it's going to be ended, right?
Well, the Dreamer. This is the DACA program. The DACA program.
That's Obama's thing, yeah.
Is an Obama era act that protects children that were brought here illegally, right? So, if I was born in Honduras with my mom, and my mom wanted to cross the border to get here illegally, and she brought me over, I didn't understand what was going on.
Right.
I had to just follow my parents, right? This law would protect me, allow me to go to school, allow me to, get a job, stuff like that, right?
Right.
There's like 700,000 of them, right? And so Trump said that Obama, through his executive action, wasn't supposed to allow this law to pass, and it wasn't supposed to be passed, and so he's been trying to stop it for a while. Supreme Court said you can't stop it, unless it's a order from Congress and they make the vote. You can't stop it. Second thing that happened, because this is kind of this kind of goes together, is the LGBTQ the Civil Rights Act of 1964 was upheld to protect LGBTQ population. I think it's this one. No, it's not.
This is what we were talking about yesterday.
Well, what is the transphobic
So
legislation that was just recently passed?
No, so the Civil Rights Act of 1964 was to help people of color, black people, protect them against discrimination. You can't fire them for being black. They have the same law, same as everyone else, right? But there were still jobs in America, there's still businesses in America that were preventing people from getting jobs, from getting housing, if they came out as gay or trans or whatever it is. And so the Supreme Court said this law from 1964 also protects discrimination against sex and gender and all
That's
of
cool.
that.
Should.
The argument against it was that this was to protect people with their race, not their sexual stuff, right? So
they don't want it.
And so a lot of conservatives didn't want it. A lot of the states that kind of have religious reasons. They said they're trying to use religion to say.
No, I like David Blaine too. Yeah, it's cool.
Yeah.
But I don't expect everybody to think that the card's gonna stick to the wall when you throw it at it.
Exactly,
So
right.
I can't
So
put that into law.
The thing is with both of these two, what makes these two decisions such a big deal is that on part of Trump's base is the evangelical base, right? The religious base. They want him there because he's on the conservative side, because he's gonna try to give them what they want. And so a lot of people are making the argument that he might lose some support on that side because he doesn't have the power in the Supreme Court to pass the laws that they want.
Good.
It's good.
Good, yeah.
Who gives a fuck? And plus, he can afford it to lose him anyway. They're still gonna vote, and they're not gonna vote for Biden. So who gives a flying fuck? It really doesn't matter. So you can afford to lose him. You can gain some new gay folk though who just like money maybe if you just be nice for a little bit. So
the gay folk know it's not Trump that's making the decision. You know what I mean?
gay folk with big businesses, they'll
Despite
probably vote for Trump. Like I liked the cut last year, it was good. I got a lot of tax money back. Like there's definitely some gay people voting for Trump every year in here.
Every white gay man.
Yeah, I got the money, which is just as privileged as every one of the rest of us.
Yeah,
So
they're doubly
talking
privileged
about
white gay men.
Okay.
They're
Are
together,
there?
right?
Do we have any? Do we even know any?
I do.
I know a couple couples.
I know a bunch.
But here's the thing.
They do well.
But that is the argument, is that they're saying that he might lose some support on that side.
I don't even think, I mean, whatever, so they can't end DACA, who cares, DACA's fine. Until we have a population problem, I don't really care. Immigration's not as big a deal as the right makes it seem. So it's like one of the least deals that we have.
They do make it seem like a big problem.
Economy,
Yeah.
jobs, healthcare, these are the ones we need.
Those are the ones.
Immigration, go fuck yourself. But what I wanted to ask you guys is, did you guys read all the posts about, hey, everybody who's up in arms about all lives matter should also be up in arms. So what happened?
Nothing. It's just that argument of like, Black Lives Matter, a certain group of people combating that by saying all lives matter.
No, okay, so I'll finish the post. I thought
Okay.
you saw it the way you were nodding. So what they're saying is, I expect all my followers who are posting all lives matter to be up in arms about this new legislation that is here to downplay and dismiss our gay and trans friends.
That's something else.
Yeah, what was that?
Well, it had to do with the same thing.
Well, remember there was two things that happened this past week, basically,
Yeah.
that happened in the gay and trans. That was one thing, and the thing
That was
that
like a
happened
good
before
thing.
that
What was the bad one?
remember we talked about, what did I tell you?
Because they all posted this shit, but I read all the comments, I read
From what
everything.
I
I
understand-
couldn't figure out what happened.
Medical defunding. Not
Okay.
defunding, I don't know the word properly, whatever the case is, but doctors and physicians and certain areas, they can deny giving treatment to or deny using insurance for a person who's gay or trans.
No, just trans.
Just trans?
Yeah.
Just trans,
I'm
okay.
pretty sure. And there's not
You
gay.
should look it up more. But
Because
that's-
gay wouldn't even make a difference to the doctor. Because I think
So
that it was a
that's
it was a medical thing. Yeah.
But yeah, they
What
can
they were saying is we
deny-
can't be fucking
You're right, just
responsible.
trans.
Yeah.
You're right. But it was that. It was either they can just choose to not, use their
Look it up
insurance
just
or
to be sure.
uninsure them. Yeah.
Because I'm pretty sure that's what it was, like a physical thing. It's like they're trying to say, oh, it's not our responsibility to decide what fucking sex you are and how you should be operated on, like that kind of thing. Like that was their excuse. Their reason is because they're bigots, but their excuse, they can't say that, so it's hard. Plan to roll back healthcare. Yeah, this must be it. It's so hard to find shit, isn't it? Trump administration plan to roll back important regulation about healthcare laws. The the Affordable Care Act, which protects transgender people from discrimination. Yeah, so it's just transgender, and he's trying to roll back that. What the fuck is the matter with this guy? What website is that? That's .org.
National
Trans
Center for
Equality.
Trans Equality.
What a douchebag. So that's real as it gets. That's a .org website. If you're relying on .org websites, then the internet sucks. Don't ruin the internet like that. Please don't do that. So right now, I'm going to choose to believe you because you got the org and it's hard to get. So I'm going to choose to believe this because that's disgusting. So wait, you're just saying, hey, the whole thing's fine all of a sudden? It's the Affordable Care Act is fine all of a sudden, but we just want to remove that trans going to get fucking hated on?
Well,
That doesn't even make sense,
choose
dude.
to not.
Yeah. The whole thing's cool, but the part where all the transgenders can't get hated on, take that part out. I don't like that part. Like, what the
Well,
fuck?
from what I
What's
understood,
going on?
with
New York
the
Times.
first story that we covered is that Civil Rights Act 1964 also fixes this problem, where
It
they're
does
saying
fix that.
they're saying you're not allowed to discriminate based off of all of these things, including whether or not someone's trans, because that shouldn't matter.
Right.
So that's why it was such a big win when they made that decision.
Doctors shouldn't discriminate against anyone in America. We're the only country that'll just take you in immigrant style and take care of you. So
Here's the thing.
we shouldn't ever discriminate.
Is that they'll do. I have a person that I went to high school with who moved down south, who is a nurse. You take an oath as a fucking nurse that you're gonna protect and treat everybody equally, and she's racist as fuck. She's a redneck. And she's posting that shit on Facebook, and I cannot wait to screenshot that shit and send it. I'm so
Yeah, I
salty.
know, but a lot of times, like,
You don't
that's
think
the
people
way
try-
that this
walk a little
person
slower?
feels. Yeah, but you gotta be a real sick fuck to walk a little
You don't
slower.
think
Come
that
on.
there are sick fucks out there?
I do, but in
We
the
just
medical
have-
field, for you to get into that profession, you have to have some like in World War II, World War I, all those old school wars where we fought with like Europe, before we got involved with the dang savages in Asia. These people, no, I'm just kidding. They're not savages, but they don't follow the same UN code. But when we fight in Europe, probably read a history book, our medic or their medic, like if I get shot and a German medic comes over, he doesn't stick a knife in my throat. Like, he's not, let me finish one off quick. He takes care of me. They drag me off. They take care. I'm shot. I'm a fucking soldier. I'm dead. I'm useless. The point is to win the war. I'm not going to help my team win anymore. So you don't try to kill me. Like, he hates me. He's a fucking Nazi. But he's not going to kill me. His job is a medical professional. And they don't shoot him. Like, that's how it works. So, I don't know. You just think that people...
That sounds nice.
That
people
sounds
kind
like
of
a
follow some code.
Word,
Like,
yeah.
soldiers. We need to train everybody like soldiers, I guess. The police, if you work for a public facility, you gotta be trained
There's a
like
lot
a
of stories
soldier.
of soldiers not doing the right thing too.
No, there are, but at least like you can at least get. There's a lot of stories of everybody, Alexia. I can name you every single type of person who's done a lot of bad things.
For sure.
So, but for the most part, medics in war do a good job of taking care of as many people as they can. Not who do I like, who do I hate. And for doctors to even think that way is sick.
Fucking sick,
Just
yeah.
disgusting. Because you're not a fucking soldier. You're a doctor. Like, you're a doctor in a hospital, cushy-ass air-conditioned hospital. Who cares what color the fucking person is? Take care of them so they can give you that big, huge check they're going to give you at the end of the week and go the fuck home. Like, that's insane that anyone's even thinking that it's worth time to try to erase that. That's like... Not a lot of things get me against Trump out here, but that's one of them. I never really bought... I don't buy a lot. That I buy. That I don't like.
Nobody's perfect, for sure.
That's kind of gross, though. That's like he went out of his way to do that.
I feel like that was a that's crazy moment.
That's crazy.
Yeah. That is crazy.
All right, today in
All right.
Florida.
So funny.
Another machete. All right. Florida man with machete face tattoo. No machete, you just got a face tattoo. Accused of machete attack. Oh my God, I can already tell where we're going here. Orlando Weekly, don't fucking let me down. The Hernando County Sheriff's Office released the arrest photo of a report of a man charged with a machete attack that took place on Saturday. So this guy literally has a machete tattooed underneath his eye where Gucci Mane would have his ice cream cone.
Ice cream cone.
Yep. I'll try to get through a little bit more. Last week I noticed I read everything in my head and like whispered it. I don't know why I started doing that. The Orlando Weekly usually declines to publish, whatever. The video popped up. The victim is currently unable to use or move his left hand. Oh, we gotta read this one. Alright, so this is what happened. Police said in the post that Couch, which is the guy's name, was attending a gathering in the victim's residence on Monday afternoon when he confronted the victim as he returned home. The two men stepped outside and witnesses told police Couch produced a machete and approached the victim in an aggressive manner, telling the victim to leave his own home with his wallet and cell phone inside. There's nothing here for you, leave, Couch told the victim, according to, this is some Florida shit right here, according to the police report. When the victim tried to get back inside anyway, he says Couch began hitting him in the arm and leg with the flat side of the machete before swinging it at his face. Oh my gosh. The victim says he tried to block the blade with his left arm, which was struck by the machete, causing the victim to pass out. Couch then took the victim to an unknown friend's house, who then took him to Bayfront, whatever the fuck, where he received treatment for his injuries. The victim is currently unable to use or move his left hand due to the severity of the injury he sustained, says the report. Couch was arrested Tuesday on aggravated battery.
That's a 10,000. So you just need $100 to get him out, yeah?
Bond's 10 grand, I think.
Right, so you just need 10% of it to get this
No, I
person
think
out.
bond you need all of it. Bail you need 10% of it.
Okay.
God damn.
Bond's like that means he has $100,000 bail. I think and bond's 10 grand.
Gotcha.
So anyways, yeah, because that's assault with a deadly weapon. It would never be 10 grand bail because then $100.
Yeah.
My disorderly
That's
conduct
Florida.
charge was $100. That story I just told you, that guy got me for $100. And yeah, so it's actually pretty cool when they do that because like you get arrested, like when it's a low one like that, you get arrested, like you'll pay any fucking money to get the fuck out of there. Like $100 seems like nothing. Like yeah, take the fucking $100. And then when you go to court and whatever, they like you just make sure you stop by. You stop by, they just give you $100 cash. And you're like, oh fuck, I forgot. Yeah, it's like I forgot. It's happened a couple times. I mean, to other people. One time to me, other people happened a couple times. But this is a good one. This was a good one. I mean, that's as far as it gets. Tell this dude to get the fuck out of his own house and then stab him with a machete when he doesn't
I
comply.
literally picture a gator in the backyard.
Of course.
He probably had one on his back or something. Like a parrot sitting on his shoulder like a parrot. This guy, he's got literally the worst fucking, they're calling it a machete, it's just a shitty knife. It's in the shape of a knife. It looks like a piece of shit, like somebody shit, and then try to shape it like a knife. Or you can use Play-Doh, which shit's funny.
Put a handle
Yeah.
on a piece of shit.
Yeah, it's like if you try to make a Play-Doh knife, that's what you would probably come out with.
Maybe this kid drew it, okay?
Alright, cool, good Florida. And what do we got?
Well, what's good today?
Oh, what's good today? Let's go. And he still put some good news on there, but remember to change it. I like it. Thinking on your feet.
So this guy has a YouTube channel called Dad, How Do I? And he's, hold on, let me switch this up.
Oh, I think me and you brought this guy up, right?
Maybe.
Somebody did.
Well, I talked about Watch Jane Do. Because I learned how
This
to...
is the guy that runs the channel for kids who don't have
Hey,
dads, right?
Yeah. Him and his daughter was explaining how she has friends that don't have dads and learn how to tie a tie and stuff like that. And so he's just like, there's tons of people who need advice. So he started doing this YouTube channel.
It's a genius idea.
And it's a great idea.
He's got fucking 2.31 million.
Million views.
Million
and he talks
subscribers.
about everything.
I only gets 50,000 views. They have 2.5 million.
How to swap out a car battery, how to shave, how to fix, your.
I've seen this guy, and
headlamp.
that's just because I think that I've searched certain little things that he must have taught.
Yeah.
And I just saw him, like I picked his video, like how to do this,
He
how to
seems
do
like
that.
a good guy to learn from, He looks friendly.
And all the videos are super funny. It's cool because he did it from a good place. He's like, there's a bunch of people who don't have someone to teach them, and I'll teach you.
Sweet.
Yeah,
I love it.
they're all pretty long, but we'll just read you something if you're just listening. So we have how to jumpstart a car. He reads a story in one of them. That's the shortest one. Nuts, bolts, wrenches. Like this stuff is important. I was gonna say when I was running the office in Jersey, one time I think I had almost 20 guys, maybe 18, and I asked all of them who could change a tire, and it was like there was only like 8 of them.
Whoa, yeah.
And there was only like 8 of them in Jersey, So I used that morning Verizon thing, and I took them out. I think he was there. I made them watch because only 8 of them, 4 of them it was 4 and 4, girls and guys, and I had way less girls and guys. Like, I think I had 6 girls, almost all of them knew how to do it. They were like, yeah, I know how to do it. And then I had the rest. So if I had 6 girls, I had like 12 guys, and 4 of them, and it was like my guys. Tom, TJ said, yeah. the Turks, Dario was like, saw the other ones put up his hand and were like this, and then everyone else is kind of just like, I remember we had this kid, Billy, he was cool, and he was like a frat daddy, but he was like, nah, fucking this. So I was like, all right, we're going out, and we went out.
That's so funny.
I just like, I didn't do the whole thing, but I'm like, this is how you do it. You do this first to all of them, then the tire's right here, this is the jack, I showed him it, lifted it a little bit, and I put the car back down. Yeah, because like, it was amazing, and so my point is that this is necessary because it's amazing how many
But
people.
I had to learn that in like driver's ed. Like you had to learn.
Really?
I changed a tire in driver's ed.
Really?
I'm like 15.
I didn't take driver's ed.
I did. I didn't
Makes
change the
sense.
tire. I did not change the tire.
Yeah, but he has a playlist for tools. He has a playlist for dad chats, whatever that is. Bathroom
How to use
edition,
bathroom
car
edition.
how to.
Just like even this one, he's got tools, Tool Tuesday, nuts, bolts, and wrenches. Like if you don't know what the fuck those are, you're
That's
gonna
helpful
probably be
information.
fucked.
We need each other. What is this?
I think this is a little short one.
I'm
Thank
proud
you for
of
2
you.
million.
Thank you.
What a sweet man.
Dad chats.
Alright, these ones are gonna
How
make
to
me
get to your
Cry?
cringe out. So,
Cringe out.
So we're not gonna go through those. But,
Right.
but this guy's name is. Let's tell everybody how they can reach him. So you can subscribe to Dad. How do I ? That's the name of the channel. Like I said, he got 2.3 milli, so we can only hope to be as cool as this dad one day. And he's a cool looking dad. He wears the same shirt in every video. Be good to yourself.
Shit, he does.
And same hat and same glasses, no hat.
Yeah.
Switches the hat in and out. So he teaches you how to use pliers. I mean, this is a really great idea.
Yeah.
Fucking genius idea, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All
Yeah,
right.
I forget, building that table took me in 2 hours, like that. Some people would never be able to do it, not even figure it out. And to me, that was like a quick, cheap table. Like instead of buying it, that was the quicker, easier way to do it. I was like, fuck it, was like $50 instead of paying like $100 to get something that doesn't even fit what I wanted, and I got to make it my size. But that's easy if you know what you're doing. But it's funny because my dad came downstairs. I was using the basement, and that's why I'm in service. And he's like, yeah, just make sure you take into consider, because the tile didn't fit, so he wanted to go on a 30-minute rant about how when you're working with wood, everything's gotta be, because they're not actually 2x4s. I'm like, I know, they're 1.5 by 3, and I'm like, I'm not a fucking idiot. But I'm like, I don't work with tiles, so when I saw 12 by 24, I just assumed it was right. I knew my 2x4s were not actually 4 inches, and I knew to account for that. But the tile I don't work with, so I get the table all put together, and the tile's off by a ½ inch on each side, because you're supposed to put grout in the middle of it. So it's not actually 12 inches, it's like 11 and 7/8 of an inch. So when the grout goes in the middle, you can block off 12, 12, 12, 12, 24, 24. So I had to I just had to cut like ½ inch around the edge of it. But he's right, when I was so if I need 24 inches in between, and I'm just like, okay, I'll put my one leg here at 24, one leg here at 24, but you need to put bracing on it and stuff. Yeah, it'll eventually be too tight because it's the extra 3.5 inches or an extra 1.5 inches each time. Or sometimes people don't measure hey, there's going to be on both sides. So they're just like, all right, this thing's 3 inches. So, all right, we got 13, so we'll make it 10 inches. No, it's 3 on this side, 3 on this side. So now you got too long of a piece.
Making me really happy that I didn't.
Yeah, so all that kind of stuff comes into play. But you'd never know how to do that if nobody showed you how to do it. There's no way that, you could just make that shit up. They can't teach it in school. It's just too much. Yeah, it's just too much. Too much to teach in school. But if you're at home and you need this dad guy, ask him how to do oil changes. Everybody should be able to do an oil change.
For sure.
Switch the battery, change the tire, hammer and some nails, and hang a picture. You should be able to use a drill. He can use a drill and a power washer. He is you're super sufficient. And that's all jokes aside. Compared to some girls, they can't do anything. Yeah, you do a lot of stuff.
I watched a YouTube video on which drill bits to use for siding and then for concrete, and I switched it out.
You did the thing in your bathroom too, right?
I did grouted.
You put a hole through concrete?
I did.
With a big sink drill?
The sharp one, it was like this, and it was like.
And you just hold it
I had
until
to
it went
really
in?
fucking hold it, because I was hanging the hose hanger thing. You know when you wrap your hose?
Yeah, you had to put it through your foundation.
Look at this girl.
That's amazing. Good for you, Mihi. We used to have a big one, so you know what it is. That was #1up. I'm not even trying to one up. I'm just trying to explain to it how these things work. They used to have a big one that had 2 handles like this. It didn't have the gun style. It was so big that it was just you basically just held on to these 2 handles.
Yeah.
Pushed it. And then drill bits sometimes are this fat. And then same thing, they'll put it through the foundation, hang lag bolts. That's crazy that you did that. And it was straight?
I hope so. I mean, it looks good.
Does it hang up?
It hangs
As
up.
long as it
It's
hangs up, it looks good. That's
stuck in
all that
there.
matters, yeah.
So I can't take
As
it
long
out
as it's
now.
not like this, like your hose is like this.
No,
you
well,
know.
because what I did is I took a pencil and I marked it, and then I put it up. Like I knew where to put the holes because of the pencil.
Yeah, but still on the other side, if you start pushing down, it'll go down.
Oh,
You know.
Yeah.
I mean, I think I just got lucky.
You got it straight. You got it. You got lucky then. All right, so Beanie's got a special
You got
corner
Beanie's
for us.
corner.
I do.
We're gonna see who's smarter, supposedly. So
Oh, okay, maybe not
you
smarter.
can turn the episode off now, I guess, if you want.
So I mean, I really just wanted to. I saw something.
More
and-
observant though is Alexia, so if it's an observation thing, he'll get it. I won't.
Maybe.
I just
don't
stare
know.
at shit. I don't see
So
nothing.
I'm actually just gonna leave this for a second. So I follow a ton of pages on Instagram. They show me a bunch of stuff. I saw an animal and I was like, that's not a real animal.
Time out.
Yeah.
You got me following funny hood vids. I don't need every 30 seconds. How high are you? I'm high
I hate
AF right
that.
now. And then the
I
picture.
hate
What
that.
would you do if your stepdaughter? What would you do if your step?
Yeah,
It's not cool.
Why?
yeah.
That's
Yeah.
just not cool. Some of your shit's funny, but you make me want to unfollow you.
Yeah.
I just want to say that.
So I'm gonna mix this up anyway. So my quiz for you guys is I want to know which one of you guys can identify which one of these animals.
Chris or whatever the fuck you to tell us at the end we're both sociopaths.
No. Which one of these animals are real and which one of them are fake? I
Okay.
shuffled them so that you guys can't
Okay.
say that you did this and this.
Do I get a
order.
bonus point if I get the name?
Sure. So we'll start with this. Is this a real animal?
All
or
right.
a
So
fake animal?
can you send me these though when you get home?
Yeah, of course.
Okay.
Is this real animal or fake animal?
That is a real animal because a panther is is technically a jaguar. I've seen that picture before. So it's like he got fucked up in the moon.
What's your answer?
Real.
Real? So technically, okay, this is the only one I had a question about.
So
This
that
is-
picture's fake, but there is a real one?
This is a real picture, but technically black panthers are not real animals.
No, they're not. They're just jaguars.
They're just
They
just jaguars or
They
leopards
got the
that
black
have
leopards. That's what they, no, they might be leopards. You're right. They're not jaguars.
they're leopards. I
So
looked
they're
up.
leopards, but
All
they I knew that.
Is this guy real or fake?
Oh my god, that's fake. That's a badger's face put on a hawk, and I just know what a body of a hawk looks like.
Don't look at my face.
This guy's fake.
It's a badger. put
That
on
guy
a
is fake.
hawk, yeah.
This guy is
It looks
fake.
like a.
He's so cute
Looks
though.
like a sloth's face.
It is. I think it
So
is a sloth
if you're
face.
listening, if you're listening, the first picture's sick. As a matter of fact, when she sends it to me, I'm probably gonna make it my new background. Because I love pumas and I love
big cats?
black big black
Oh, it's a big-
leopards and
it's a
shit.
big
I love all
Milo.
big cats,
Milo.
big black stuff.
We have 20 of these. So
Yeah,
if we're gonna
Milo's
talk
big
about all
black
these. We're gonna be.
No, all right, yes, and then I get all annoyed when I'm doing it because I'm like, can't I just put the pictures in? And then we're just talking, and it's me usually talking. I'm annoyed at myself at home.
Is this real or fake?
That's real. That is called. That has called a sperm whale, I believe.
This is not a sperm
No,
whale.
that's
No.
a ghost shark.
That is not a ghost shark.
What is
That
it?
guy is
It
real
is
though.
real. You are right about
The
that.
ocean.
This
You
is
can
a-
never second guess the ocean. We both
It's a
said.
prehistoric, basically a prehistoric sea creature that has survived, and they saw as recently as 2017.
Oh
Yeah.
Look
my
at its
god.
teeth. Look at its teeth.
You can never doubt the ocean.
Look
Huh?
at its
can't.
teeth right there. It's like swirling.
So what they like? They don't. There's not a lot of these.
No.
It's just kind of floats around.
Yeah.
That's insane.
Yeah.
This is a cool one. Keep going.
Ready?
Tail's all wet. Oh, that's
Hmm.
tough. But I'm gonna say you can't doubt the ocean. I'm gonna say that's real.
I'm gonna say it's real too.
You guys are good.
You
This
can't
is
doubt
real.
the ocean,
I
dude.
was
There's fucking
hysterically
weird
laughing
shit in
when
the
I saw his face. Look at his fucking face.
It's got
though.
the weird
He's
eyes and shit.
like-
You'd almost think it's fake,
It
like with
looks
the eyes.
like a fish.
It's hard to tell too because she printed the pictures.
Yeah.
And it's like it's so weird watching looking at a printed picture.
Bottom
It
half
used to
fish,
look good.
top
Nowadays
half
it's like what's wrong with this?
jellyfish.
Yeah. Yeah. He's definitely.
That's what it looks like. Bottom half like like a fish, just a carp, like a big old
Yeah.
fish,
He's
and
definitely
then
a
top half-
creature.
top half
Yeah.
jellyfish. Yeah.
Jellyfish with eyeballs on top.
Could-
All right, we're doing good. I don't think we fucked up this guy.
No. You guys
No,
got
we
that
got it
right.
Oh, I
all.
just didn't get the name of it. I'm gonna go with the
That looks super real.
yeah, super real.
It
You
looks
can't doubt
super real.
can't doubt the ocean, man.
Does it look super real?
It does. Yeah, it doesn't
It
look
doesn't
real
look
at
like a
all.
Photoshop picture.
Okay.
No, what's weird is that it looks like he's in space.
That look doesn't.
That's what's weird. Is that underwater?
I'm gonna say real.
I'm gonna say real.
You guys are right. He's
Can't
right.
doubt the ocean, dude. You cannot doubt the ocean.
All right. You guys are doing really good. I really thought I was gonna stump you.
I don't know about that one because that could be just a strange looking wild dog, or it also could be someone took like a hyena and a wolf and put them together on Photoshop. See what I'm saying? I mean, like a fox. They put like a fox
Like
head
a fox and a
and
wolf.
then a hyena's legs. That's what it kind of looks like. So I've never seen an animal like that. Not a wolf with a fox tail. That's weird. That's fake.
Real.
Fake.
Oh,
I'm a fucking animal
I'm
expert.
one behind.
It's literally, yeah, that's good.
All three was exactly what it is. Right? It's a
And
fox
one
but with a
behind.
It's a
hyena.
hybrid.
Yeah, you can see the hyena's got the big fat head back.
Real. Looks like
Oh my god, speaking of
looks like a
hybrids.
turtle that lost his shell somewhere.
That
that forgot his shell at home. That's what it looks
honestly,
like.
honestly, I think they put a mole's face on a frog I've seen.
I'm gonna say real.
I'm gonna say fake.
It's fake.
What?
Yeah, it's a mole's face. They put it on a frog. That's some kind of toad. It's an Amazon toad of some sort.
It was a frog, yeah, and then
They put a
faces.
mole's face on it.
Let me think.
That's real. That's a Ibuwama or something there from Africa. That's real. It's fucking crazy looking, but it's real. 100%.
I'm gonna say real since he's right.
He's
Of
right.
course it is.
That one looks like a giraffe.
Just so everybody knows, I don't fucking play with this animal shit.
That one, by the way, looks like a giraffe that would get pulled over by the cops.
A zebra. A zebra that
A
would get
zebra giraffe.
For real, for
Just
sure.
look at its neck.
It has like a giraffe's. Yeah, no, it's
A
weird.
zebra giraffe.
It's got a weird
hybrid
name. Zabamu, Wamu, Wamu,
that
something
would get
about
pulled over by the
African
cops,
name.
for
Yeah.
sure. Ready?
This is a fun game, yeah. She always gets so many of them.
Oh
Let me see.
God.
Hold that closer to me. I can't see anything.
I didn't mean to have so many.
I'm gonna
I just
say
couldn't
real.
Stop.
No, that's fake.
I'm gonna say real.
This is real.
That's real.
Yeah.
I should have went with my rule. Don't doubt the ocean. I can't see it. That's the thing.
You know, and I tried to trick you guys because it's a drawing, but this
Oh,
is a goblin shark.
that's what got me. That's what got
I
me.
think that's what I was trying to say before.
All right,
That's
got
a ghost
so I
shark.
got one wrong,
Yeah.
but it was a drawing. That makes sense.
Goblin shark. It
So
looks
now
like
you
an
only have by
animal
one.
from
You know what
Harry
they
Potter
fucked?
world.
You know what they did? They made that. It does have a weird top lip like that, but it's not that pronounced. It almost looks like two heads. I had to look closer. That's bullshit. The artist took liberties. That's real. That's real as a motherfucker. Bugs you can't doubt either. You can't
Real.
doubt the ocean. You can't doubt the bugs.
This is a peacock spider.
Yeah, you can't doubt bugs.
He's so cute.
All right, well, that's fake.
Fake.
They put that mouth is
That's
real
a-
though. That
that's
mouth is
a
part of one
whale
of those
shark.
river. Yeah, the whale shark.
Yep,
Man, yeah.
yep.
They have it on river. There might be a river. There's weird river shit too. You can't doubt river fish either. Ever seen
can't
these
doubt
river
Can't doubt
fish?
anything apparently.
It's the world. It's the world.
Ready?
Again, that's some kind of lobster. That's real as a motherfucker. Yeah.
There's no lobsters in here.
Is that underwater? See, I gotta see close.
That looks
You're not
like
gonna- you're not gonna get
That looks
it.
like a praying mantis lobster fish.
That's real.
Real.
This is a mantis shrimp.
Oh fuck.
I feel like it's more impressive than remember the name.
I know. I'm impressed that you
There's
like
no,
just.
there's no words.
She
in
has
there.
no, yeah, I want to tell everybody, she has nothing in front of her. There's probably about 20 pictures. She could care less about Nick's time and his editing. And she is not like looking to double check. She just turns the picture, looks at it, oh, nope, that's real, that's
Yep.
fake, that's real, that's fake. Again, can't doubt the ocean. That's a hammerhead shark. If it's a drawing, it's like,
Definitely not a hammerhead
well, not a
shark.
hammerhead shark, but it's a fucking
That's
shark
a
of
goblin
sorts.
shark.
It is a goblin
Yeah, it's the
shark.
same thing.
It's the same
That's a
one.
real one, though. You can tell, like yeah,
Yeah.
like that looks real. That looks like fake. Like
Well, look, it looks
this looks like a kid. Have you ever seen Street Sharks?
Yeah.
That's what this
Yeah.
motherfucker looks like, a street shark. And street sharks are fake, so this doesn't even count. It's a discrepancy. I haven't got one yet.
You're only beating him by one.
Yeah.
I know, because he just takes all my answers. That's, oh my god, that you gotta try to
That's
trick
fake.
us because they put a pug face on a seal. But
Yeah.
How cute is he though?
he's cute, yeah.
He's so cute.
But that could very well be a seal. You can't even tell. He put a dog face on a buffalo.
Yeah.
Look at this thing. We'll put it up. He just picked some out because they're tough, just
So
because they're
cute.
cute now.
Look at him.
The mammal ones are too easy. It's like
Oh no, it's
Fake as fuck.
it's a fucking dog mixed it up. It's so funny though.
cute.
Like a
Alright.
Saint Bernard face.
I was so
All right, that little fucker's real. That little fucker's real. It's a. No, it's not.
It's
Let me
fake.
say it's fake. They put a bat's face on it, but there is an animal
Yes.
that looks almost exactly like that. Yeah.
It was a bad space on a wombat.
Yeah, wombat looks almost. They didn't need to do that, and
I know what this is actually.
that is real. I've heard. Yeah.
What do you
like,
think this is?
They say it's some kind of werewolfy thing, right? I think I've seen
This
that.
is a bear with mange.
No.
Ain't it?
This is they said a chupacabra. It's fake.
It's
Oh,
it's
it is?
fake?
Yeah.
Oh, we both got it.
That's a discrepancy to the two because that was I was going around the internet saying, "Can you believe this is real?" That's a bear with me. So I've heard that story, and that's why I said real.
Only two left.
Dude, that looks too fake to be fake. It's real.
That's real. That's
fucking
a
some
dragon.
kind of no. It's
That's
a
a
new.
dragon.
No, it's some kind of
Dragon sea slug.
Sea slug.
sea slug. Like the same family as a newt, right?
They're
Salamander.
tiny.
This is what I first
Like
saw.
a
on
salamander.
there.
They're super tiny.
They're super tiny, yeah, but they
Yeah.
can be up to the size of a hand.
It's
And
beautiful,
last one.
Beautiful creature. That's real. That's real. I've seen them.
Fake.
Real.
Yeah.
Have you
I was
seen
gonna
this?
say.
It's fucking weird looking. Yeah, you don't miss it when you see it. Like, I think I saw it.
Where's it from?
They're only in certain areas. It's basically just a deer, but instead of its horns growing its teeth, I fucked
Yeah.
up. Yeah.
Wow, so Nick
Damn.
wins.
I know my animals.
I only went with fake for the last one to see if I could win.
You can- yeah, makes sense.
And I got every hybrid animal
The
correct.
craziest one is that prehistoric one. The
Yeah.
teeth looks insane.
That's ridiculous. And then I only said real because you just can't doubt the fucking ocean.
Yeah.
There is so much weird shit down there. Like you'll never know what you're gonna
I
find.
literally love this guy so much.
I always had a dream if I had the money, I would get a sculptor that is a professional sculptor, and I'm gonna work with him on it and kind of make this gigantic, like what size it would be in my house of like my perfect apex predator. I don't want it to look weird so I want it to be like kind of a bear, but have some tiger because that's the biggest one in it, and plus has the best look to it, and like mix a whole bunch of predatory animals together. But I don't want it to look stupid. Like
Like a tiger with a shark fin.
no, not that crazy. No, not that crazy. It's gonna be like it's gonna look like it could very well be real. That's why I might not go with the tiger colors. I might keep the stripes almost light like our Jaguar
Turns
friend
on
there.
its headlights to freeze the
I have to
top.
pee, so
No, this
that's-
thing is just gonna look like it could be in the wild. It's gonna be on all fours, bear size. So basically, we're just
Like
gonna
polar bear size.
we're gonna take a
Polar
bear
bear's
and we're gonna,
gigantic.
like a polar bear, perfect because he has slicker hair. This is what I envision. And then we're just gonna slick back his hair, no more of that furry bear shit. And then remove his face, put a cat face on it, and then cat style body, cat style the way he walks and everything, but just a fucking bear with that big fat ass in the
Yeah.
back and those big fucking. And when you see it, when you walk in, you're gonna be like, what the fuck is in your
I
house?
like that.
Not like,
That
oh, that's
bear
a
has
fake animal.
Trunk on it.
It's gonna look so much not like a bear. That's my plan. But it's a
bear
bear.
tiger.
So if you're a sculptor out there and you want to do that, I can't afford to pay you anyway, so don't worry about it. Don't
You
worry
should
about
watch Avatar: The Last Airbender. There's like mixed hybrid animals in that universe.
it. Yeah? You should watch Tiger King, they do ligers. And they fucking liger. They do ligers and then they do
I
ligers
heard
with
some-
ligers.
I heard some ligers are born with no butthole
No butthole?
What?
because they're not supposed to be like
Yeah.
together.
Yeah, I heard about that too. And then you know what they do even worse? And then we'll let everybody go. They do the liger, but the tiger, it's hard to explain. Tigers are the biggest cats, but a male lion can be bigger than any tiger could ever get to. But overall, tigers are by far the biggest. So what they try to do is, obviously females have babies, so they try to take a female lion with a male. You can't really get a male lion for some reason to fuck a tiger. It won't do it. So they can get a male tiger to fuck the lioness, and then they try to make the second generation ones. Like what's his name was saying, it's like 2 in the whole world. So they take that liger. Now that thing's gonna be huge. And then if it is a female, remember when he was counting them, he's like, no females, no female. They never come out female. If it's a female, they'll breed with a male lion. And now that thing's a fucking monstrosity. And if that one comes out a male or whatever, they'll breed that with a female tiger. Because it's the biggest thing ever, yeah. So it's like humongous monstrosity. Gigantic animals. Don't know why we did that. Tiger King was like 10 weeks ago.
Yeah.
That's what we really got for you. You guys have anything left?
No.
That's
All right.
it.
Have a great week. We'll see you next time.
Bye.
Later.
Love it.